Hi everyone, my name's Jim. I'm the producer and editor of Tod Talks from Toddle About, hosted by the wonderful Bill Clapson. Hopefully, Tod Talks has become your favourite podcast of 2025. And in this special episode, we are going to look back on some of the highlights from those amazing episodes that we brought you this year. I hope you enjoy it. And we do hope that you'll stick with us in 2026 because we have some fantastic episodes lined up to share with you. So have a great one, spend some great time with your families, and we'll see you all next year.
Hey there, welcome to Tod Talks, the podcast where we're shining a light on brilliant local businesses making life better for families with little ones. I'm Bill from Toddle About, and in each episode, we'll have a natter with one of our amazing partners, finding out what makes them tick, how they're helping parents, and how being part of the Toddle About family is helping them thrive. So grab a cuppa, put your feet up if the kids will let you, and let's dive in.
So the Nanny Network is my nanny agency. I set it up 2 years ago in May. And on the surface, it's a nanny agency. I find families, nannies, they come to me, they need nannies, I go and find them. But it's also growing into this really nice supportive place for nannies, where nannies I'm connecting are meeting up and supporting each other. And I didn't really see it going that way, but it's really natural that it's going that way, but also still doing what I love in helping families find the right nanny and the right childcare for their home. So, yeah.
Did this come from a place of you being a nanny?
Yes. So I've been a nanny for nearly 9 years now. Worked in other childcare sectors before that. And I was nannying a family, and a friend of a friend said, we need a nanny, but we know we can't have you. So could you find us someone as good as you? And I was like, oh, thank you very much. So I was like, yeah, I know a few nannies. I'll put the word out there, as you do in the nannying world. You know a few people. And so I spoke to a friend, and she was like, oh, I think my sister wants to get into nannying. She's working in a nursery. And I was like, great, let's just put these two together and see if it works. It did work. And then I had a massive light bulb moment and went, why am I not doing this as an actual job? Why am I not connecting people who need each other and want each other? Yeah, just like matchmaking people up for the right reasons, basically.
And I think that's really important because, like, with the magazine, you're like, I'm now branding ourselves as supporting small businesses because, like, obviously being a franchise, we all charge the same. The rates are exactly the same. But the bit I get the kick out of is helping people. Yeah. Putting that business in front of the right audience.
Yeah, I just don't think I'm artistic, but I'm creative. But I couldn't seem before to just get stuff out. And this has been such a journey, learning to use power tools and, you know, figuring out how to paint these in a way that makes them look, you know, that I'm happy with. Because I am definitely a perfectionist and I hold myself to a very high standard. And I was worried about making these and, you know, them not being good enough, and actually it was such a surprise to make them and be really proud of them, you know, and really love them.
Are you doing any sort of like markets or anything where if somebody wanted to see you in person, where could they come and view one and see one first?
Yeah, so I've done the Toddle About baby shows. Well, I've done one in Milton Keynes so far, and I'm going to follow up the other ones this year. So there's one in Northampton in a few months, and I think they're just brilliant places to go because, like you say, when you see these online, you really don't get the impact of them, but they're so bright, you know, and they're so detailed, and to be able to see kind of how you look in them as well and see that actually they're not like funhouse mirrors.
No.
So Spice Bag is essentially crispy fried chicken with a Chinese spice blend with chips, stir-fried veg, all served in a bag, basically.
So it is exactly what it says on the tin.
Essentially, yeah, that's the basics of it, yeah.
And it's like, it originated in Ireland, in like the Chinese takeaways over there, and absolutely huge over there, but no one was really doing it in the UK. So we decided,
well, I can tell you now, I haven't seen anybody else do it. Like, I follow you guys on Instagram, and we're going to get all those details in the show notes, and it looks absolutely delicious.
Yeah, so yeah, it's going down well. So we've, like Andy said, it's like crispy chicken, chips, stir-fried veg, and then you get like a pot of curry sauce or sweet and sour sauce on the side, pour all over it.
Oh yeah,
Dip
can't forget
it.
the sauce.
Yeah.
That's the main.
That's the best bit.
main bit.
So-
It's delicious, honestly.
Let's pull this right back. So I know this business is super new for 2025. How did you get into it? What have you done previously?
So previously we worked on super yachts, chef, and then Andy was.
I was a captain eventually.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I mean, I started as a deckhand, obviously, but worked my way up. So by the end, me and Georgie were running our own boat, essentially.
So the Lions Picnic was, Morgan's still doing things on that, but between £1,800 and £2,000 is what we raised. It's more of a community event because it's a free entry event.
It was so
and
fun.
it's really child-centric.
Yeah.
But it was born a couple of years ago out of us trying, well, not us, but some of the previous team. What they were trying to do is raise money for our children's ward in Winchester. So, I'm born and raised in Andover and Winchester, and now I live in Basingstoke. So I've used that children's ward. Most of my family were born and raised in the area. So we've all used those wards. But with that, it hasn't changed a lot over the years. So we set up a Lions Appeal, and that was to make sure that we could go in and we could have individual rooms and other refurbishments done so that we could take back some of our cancer patients, because some of the children's cancer wards in Southampton were being used instead of our local hospitals
Got it.
because we weren't fit for purpose. So we've made those adjustments. But that was a £400,000 appeal.
Oh, wowzers.
And it's a big thing to do, but that was, the charity took that on as the Lions Appeal. So that was, some people will have seen that across our socials and in our hospitals over the last couple of years.
We had a great time, and we're looking forward to next year's as well, by the way.
We had Jimmy, our
Jimmy is our best
number one fan,
yeah.
and he went viral. We had like 100,000 plus views from his video of him getting a spice bag, and he came back the other day and said his nephew had actually seen him
In Ireland
on Instagram pop up completely randomly.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
So you've got staff.
Yeah, so it's mostly our mates at the moment, which is...
It always starts like that.
Yeah.
My mum and dad are delivering magazines.
Yeah,
nice.
we're really surprised how eager people were to like come and work for
I
us.
think it's just so different from their office jobs. They're like, this is cool, like, can we come and do a shift? And I'm like, yeah,
no,
sure.
really?
No drill. It's £3 an hour, or a bag of chips. So where are you? Like you were talking about dreams of a prep kitchen.
Yeah.
Is it? Are you just prepping from home?
Yeah, and we're very quickly running out of space. We've got freezers in our attic. We've got like...
I don't think we saw that coming when we first started.
we thought it'd be a graft to get bookings.
Yeah, so it has grown quite fast, which is great, but also means our freezer space was outgrown pretty fast. So pretty quickly we were buying freezers and putting them in our attic, and now our house is just starting to get covered in spice bag stuff.
It's more of a storage unit than a house.
Yeah, a little bit,
it's
yeah.
not
So
great.
a prep kitchen would like give our house back.
We've built 4 schools with United World Schools. We've built one in Nepal, one in Cambodia, and 2 in Madagascar. And we've just opened this 4th one. And this is teaching the unreached. This is giving education to children who don't have access to education. In Cambodia, for example, where they built the school, the children there used to have to walk 3 hours a day to get to their nearest school. And the education that they got was hindered by the fact that the dialect that the teachers used wasn't the same as the one from the village they came from. So now they can just walk. They've got 150 children enrolled in this school. And in Madagascar, Tropic paid for 34 ambassadors. We all got put in a draw. I didn't win it. 34 got picked out and went. And I'm getting goosebumps now. They showed the video of the 34 ambassadors who went to Madagascar to meet the children, to meet the villagers, to meet the elders. And the elders gathered in money and gave it to all the Tropic ambassadors, and Carlton, the managing director, who was with them, and said, this is your place in our afterlife. It was some kind of religious thing that I don't remember what it was, but we were all sobbing. I mean, it was just phenomenal.
They sound like a fantastic brand and business to be involved with.
I think they are.
Like there's lots of amazing businesses out there, but like you speak so passionately about being an ambassador and working with them. Like they must be doing good if you're still there.
I've been doing this 7.5 years and it just gets better.
I think the biggest difference is that it doesn't look like a first aid kit, because first aid is traditionally something that scares people, that people don't necessarily want to learn. But a first aid kit is a very practical thing. So this doesn't look overly first aidy, if that's a word. It's just something that parents would be okay to chuck into their change bag or in their car.
Emily had it in her bag when we needed it, and I just thought it was like a makeup bag. I was just like, well, where is it? She went, it's the new Dotty bag. I was like, I don't know what you've got. And then so I went, but this? She's like, I went, oh, this is too cool to be fair. I'm looking for a big chunky Perspex box.
This is it.
Big cross on it. And but this was,
And that's what it's all about. It's about teaching these skills and having the ouch pouch in a way that is just friendly and just anyone can do it. So that's the whole premise behind the ouch pouch, and also being called an ouch pouch. You know, it's a more friendly kind of approach, isn't it? Something that kids will like to say, kids will like to use as well.
I like when you sort out the little activities for children to do in the magazine, like Spot the Difference and all sorts, mazes and
Rory, what was your bit about the magazine that you liked?
My favourite bit is just how kids enjoy it and the activities and
you like counting the monkeys?
Yeah.
Do you remember that time when one of the other franchisees got the wrong number and you made me ring them up and tell them off because there was the wrong amount of monkeys, wasn't there?
Yeah.
So you're very hot on that.
Yes, we are.
So look, what else? What do you think Toddle About magazine's all about?
I think it's all about children and little people enjoying stuff.
So that we can help put all the fun stuff together. We bring all the events and all the fun bits. We put it in one place where the mummies and daddies can pick it up every 3 months and find out what to do and where to go. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Dad, we did Toddle About Life this year. Are we going to be doing more of those?
Absolutely. So, yeah, we did Toddle About Live, and it was our first in-person exhibiting event for our advertisers. We're going to be doing plenty more of those. Our next one's obviously in March in 26 for the South Bucks at Daphne's. But what did you guys think? Was it fun?
Yeah, it was so fun.
So the guy who actually started Utility Warehouse, all them in 1996 it started, so nearly 30 years old. He started it with a vision to make everybody, as many people in the UK millionaires as possible. So I'm not quite there yet, but like the option, the possibility is there. That's the thing. Like, and he also, so with Utility Warehouse, you can qualify for holidays. So the way you qualify for a holiday is you basically get so many customers a month over a period of time. It's about 9-10 months over the year. If you do that, they'll send you on an all expenses paid holiday. And this guy who started the company has always said, like, he would want you to go on the holiday as if you've got no money worries and you can just enjoy yourself with the kids. So I went on one of these holidays. So the first one I went on was Orlando 2022. Took the kids to Orlando, all expenses paid. Turned up at the airport with our passports. Literally, they gave us the tickets. They gave us spending money. So we had spending money to spend over there, because obviously going to Orlando to the theme parks, the kids are going to be like, can I have this, can I have that? He didn't want us spending our own money, so he gave you spending money for the whole week. Wow. Put us up in the hotel, got the theme park tickets, had an itinerary for the week. And then if you wanted to stay longer, which we did, we stayed an extra week. We basically told them the day we were going to come home instead, so they just booked our flight for the week after. So then all we had to pay for was the hotel for the second week. And then on that holiday, we met loads of people who were also in UW who we hadn't met before. And then like our families all mixed. Oh, sorry, hitting the mic. Our families all kind of got together, and now our kids are friends with their kid, you know, so it's just a really nice atmosphere. So
that's so cool.
So yeah, so that's just one of the perks of also being a partner.
Obviously got the model railways, all of the things that we've been talking about, they're still in place. But then in addition to that, we've got a pumpkin treasure hunt, which is going to be coming into the village as well. So the children can see how many pumpkins they can spot, and we're sort of working to get that all in order as well. There's going to be some crafts as well. They're going to be on certain times, so just check the website for when those are available. But there's also going to be some crafts and activities available for children to do as well. So regardless of the weather and what's happening with that, there'll be lots to do for our visitors, especially our young explorers.
I feel at the minute in this and I mentioned it earlier, overstimulated world we're living in the minute, where information is everywhere, people's demands are everywhere, and for young families, trying to keep up with our young children. I've got a 2 and a 4-year-old, and woof, they're rapid fire, changing the subject all the time, and you're just like, oh my goodness, I don't know where I stand. And yet, on top of that, you're trying to find activities for your children and what meal you're going out to or having in, and your work and family, and keeping up to date with everything. It's tough. And I want to make and support, and as you are doing brilliantly as Toddle About and yourself, an opportunity for families to just go, I need this information, just ask.
Yeah.
Communication is vital. And I try to impress that on my coaches. Like, the communication, if you can respond to people or tell people or let people know things, they know where they stand. And it's just so much easier.
I love it. It's the best job in the world.
You must get a proper buzz from that.
Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. When you realise that you're kind of like puppeteer in the middle of just kind of putting these people together, and that money that comes in because people really feel a passion. I mean, everybody, it's the NHS, isn't it? Everybody just loves their hospital. And the chances are you were probably born in one.
Yeah.
At some point in your life, you might be fortunate enough to be giving birth in one, or welcoming your son or daughter in one, or, you know, later on as you get older, you might need to go and see someone for some expert care. So we all need the NHS. We all need our local hospitals. So it's, at some point, it's almost one of those, I feel I need to help and give back. And I think that's where, like Lisa was saying, the charity was born out of, really, because a lot of people wanted to say thank you. And it's lovely that you take your nurses a box of chocolates and biscuits, and they love that. But I tell you, I think the uniform bill goes up every year because everybody has to get a size bigger because the chocolates and the biscuits are, yeah, there are plenty on our wards, which is lovely. Don't stop bringing nurses chocolates and biscuits. That, you know, don't stop doing that. But there are some people that go, but I want to do something else. How can I thank them? How can I thank the hospital and the trust and everybody who's just, because if you think about, even when you give birth, you don't just see one person, you don't just see one ward, you see a lot of people in that journey. And we were finding a lot of people want to give back in a slightly bigger, more fulfilling way. And that's kind of how the charity was born, really.
So when it comes to doing CPR, you know, literally doing CPR on Bruce would feel like how it would feel like in real life, which is a very morbid thought, but, you know, kind of spliced with a few dad jokes, we can do it, we can learn these skills together. Yeah.
We all love a dad joke as well.
Oh yeah, who doesn't love a dad joke? So this is Bruce. Because, you know, if we think about, again, that topic of choking, probably that's the number one reason why parents would come to a course with me, is they've had a near miss with choking. Maybe they've got some traumatic experience from when they were a kid in terms of choking, or they're starting their baby on solid foods. And there's so many misconceptions out there because, like I said earlier, there's so much information in the world that if you were to jump on Google and type in choking baby, you're not going to see a choking baby, you're going to see everything else but, you know. So kind of giving them that really good understanding of what a choking episode actually is will mean that they can use that and go forward and know that every time they're coughing or gagging, you know, there's a sound, that's awesome, just leave them to it. But being able to have a go of doing the back blows is, you know, on someone other than your partner, your other half, is a really good way to teach people and help them learn.
Cry it out is definitely a method that we would not ever talk about or whatever. So yeah, it is a myth, I would say. I'm not saying there's no crying. So when it comes to sleep training, a lot of people are like, I'm not going to do sleep training, I don't want to leave my baby to cry, blah blah blah, whatever it is. Now, we don't just tell you to leave your baby to cry. It is about finding where you are, like I said, finding out where the family is at now. If they're still in the room settling their baby to sleep, I'm not going to all of a sudden go, right, I want you to go and put your baby in the cot and leave the room. You know, I'm not going to say that because that's not going to help the baby at all, you know. So baby steps. So we just start off with micro steps. We'll get the parents to leave the room slowly, but only with what they're comfortable with as well. And this is where it comes in with every baby's different, because some babies will respond really well to that. Some babies will take longer. It's all to do with baby's temperament as well. So although they're only babies, they've all got their own personalities, as you've probably kind of come across. So we do a deep dive into what's the baby's temperament, what's the baby's personality like, because that will help us to know how to deal with their sleep as well.
At age 15, she went along with her mother, who had a toy stall at Greenwich Market, and went to get a stall at Greenwich Market. And this was on the Saturday morning. She was there at 7 like you had to be. But the guy who allocated stalls didn't think she had it. She thought she was too young. He thought she was too young. So she didn't get her stall on that first Saturday morning. And she was absolutely gutted because she'd bought all her stock with her. Anyway, Sunday morning, she went back. She was first in the queue. And the guy who allocated market slots said, go on then. And he gave her a prime spot right at the front. And she made £900. She sold out in that first
Good for her.
outing, age 15. And from then on, it kind of never stopped. She got all her school friends involved. Apparently, she made the label with MS Paint, which goes back to eons ago. And that's how Tropic actually started. It was her age 15. But then again in 2012, 13, when we launched properly with Alan's money.
And how do you get involved? Are you a franchisee? You're an ambassador? How does that work?
I'm an ambassador. So basically, I sign up, I buy my starter kit, and with Tropic, you don't have any ongoing costs. You buy your kit, that's it. Your only obligation is to place one order every 6 months on the system. That's it. So, or you can go out and sell it to whomever you wish. So that's how you kind of sign up. It's a social selling framework. It was based on Virgin V. Lots of the initial ambassadors who joined the company, Susie and Alan couldn't decide how they were going to sell it, but there was a couple of people who got involved early doors, and they said the Virgin V model seems to work, which is parties in people's houses, word of mouth, market stalls, that kind of thing. So that's the format that Tropic took on.
What I'm trying to do is bring your children. Let's do something cool. It's more of a family fun day. You can come out for the day at Toddle About Live. You can feed them. There's places to rest. There's outside space for them to blow out and have a run around. We had a 20-foot bouncy castle slide inside our event, but also we had the small soft play, the bouncy castle. We had candy floss, glitter tattoos. We had all the stuff that if you had a tick list of a parent's day out, we ticked a lot, but also with the highlighting of the businesses, like serving these parents for the day out. We had the trials, the demos and the trials the children could take part in. We had expert talks from the businesses wanting to tell them more. For example, we had the sleep nanny and the nutritionists and Thermomix. All these businesses could pitch their wares to them. Like, they're not necessarily running trials, but they're pitching themselves to the parent.
And it's free.
Oh, did I not mention that? So that's it for today's episode of Tod Talks. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope you found something helpful, heartwarming, or just plain inspiring from today's chat. If you're a parent listening, I'd love to know, what do you want to hear more of? More behind the scenes with local classes, tips from experts, honest stories from fellow parents? Drop me a message at todtalks@toddleabout.co.uk. This podcast is for you, and your voice really matters. And if you're a local business helping families and thinking, I'd love to be part of this, well, you can. Get in touch and we'll have a chat about how we can shine the light on what you do and connect you with families who need you. So until next time, take care, give your little ones an extra cuddle today, and remember, we're in this together.